Oh, recording. Then I cannot say everything that I want to say. Will be used against me after. Okay, so let's do some prostrations. Yes, 108 today. Okay, we're gonna start like that.
Let's do it. Do we need water?
Exactly. Okay, so as we always start with prostrations because it's a preliminary practice. So it's before, no preliminary. We all know the word better than me. So we do it with this intention, not to bow our heads, just like thinking, oh yeah, oh, if I put my head on the ground, everything's gonna be clean. Not like that, right? Everything in Buddhism is about the mind. So intention. Intention is really what we need to take care of. And the intention that we need to have is whatever it is bigger than us. That is what Buddhism is about. It's not only about thinking about me, myself, and I. This we already do it every day, all the time. So we don't need to do any type of effort. But to really, really transform our minds, we need to try to open our hearts first. That is the most important. So when we're doing prostrations, we are not doing prostrations only for ourselves, but we are doing for others as well. Because every time that we lack or we don't allow ourselves to be kind to ourselves and others, others are missing that. Think about that, right? Every time that we are not being authentic to our practice, really trying to touch our hearts, then others are missing that. Okay? Because all of us, we have this incredible potential. Not only the future, but right now we are already accomplishing a lot of things of this potential. And every time I look to all of you, incredible potential. Not only potential, but so much you've been doing. So, but we also have been doing some things that we are not that proud of. Okay? We have said something that we didn't like it to say to someone. We did something with our bodies, and that's why we're going to prostrate, because we want to purify it. And we prostrate to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, and especially our teachers. Not because they can purify us, but because we want their help. So then prostrations become an action of humility, which I think we all need a little bit, especially me. So that's why I need to do many prostrations every day. So we're going to do that in chanting the mantra, because the mantra is a mantra that helps us remember the idea of Buddhism, of wanting to achieve enlightenment through developing our body and speech and mind. That's what we're going to do. So we can sing along over there. This is behind the door for those that don't know. And then we're going to touch our crown to indicate that we actually want, well, first our hands are like these, okay? So right and left, and we tuck our thumbs inside as if we are actually holding a precious jewel. And the precious jewel that we have is actually the union of the method, bodhicitta, compassion, and the wisdom, okay, of realizing reality as it is. And this is the jewel that we are actually holding up. So then we touch this jewel, because with compassion and wisdom, we can actually develop all our qualities. And we touch our forehead, indicating all of the actions of body that we created that we want to purify with compassion and wisdom. And we touch our throat. It's easier if I do it like this. So we touch our throat in order to also purify with compassion and wisdom all of our actions that we created with our speech and all the actions we created with our mind. Okay? And then we're going to bow to our own potential. That's what we are bowing. We are bowing for this purified version of ourselves, completely pure. Imagine. Can you imagine not having suffering? Can you imagine just having in your heart thinking about others? Wow. That's what we all can do it. Don't forget that. We all can do that. And that's what we want. So that's what we do. That's why we do prostrations. Okay? So let's do it. Yes, otherwise, we're not gonna leave this place. You know, if it depends on me, I'm gonna be blah 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 blah. Om Namo Manju Shriye, Namo Su Shriye, Namo Tama Shriye Soha. Om Namo Manju Shriye, Namo Su Shriye, Namo Tama Shriye Soha. Om Namo Manju Shriye, Namo Su Shriye, Namo Tama Shriye Soha. I don't know if you guys realize, but we changed a few things here. I hope you guys like it. If not, it's all my fault, so you can complain with me next week. Actually, it's very, very nice. Kishi Tinley, for those that were here, Kishi Tinley came to help to fill the statues. So now they have they have their papers. They are citizens, exactly. Legal. He was legal citizens. He was very good. I love that. I love that way of him thinking. Very Tibetan, by the way. That is it's a very Tibetan way of thinking. Okay, so today we're gonna do a short teaching, shorter if I can, and then we're gonna do a short meditation. I decided that I would like to do a meditation on Guru Shakyamuni Buddha with visualization and mantra chanting. I think it's very important that we do that together. So special when we chant a mantra together and then we do this visualization. It kind of like creates this special connection with ourselves and the mantra, and then all of us. So it's very, very nice. We can do that. So I thought that it would be nice for us that, and then we can have a little bit of a party. Yes, because that is very good. No, always good, a little party. So yeah, so we're gonna finally finish the book that we started. I think we did it. That's very important. You guys might not believe in that, but I swear to you that we actually went through all the topics of the book. We had this incredible book called How to Practice Dharma by Rinpoche. And honestly, as I said, when I first read this book, I just wanted to read this book all the time. And I try to do it every year, at least once a year. And every time I say, wow, I'm not practicing Dharma. I never practiced Dharma in my life. That's how it feels. So it is a book that really helps the mind. Really, really helps because go straight to the point. And it's very kind of like useful for day-to-day lives. Everything is there. So that is why it's kind of like a book that I always say, people don't think, what can I read? Oh, start reading this book. Yes, this place is very good. We have very, very, very nice books actually. So this is one book that I highly recommend. There's a list of books that I highly recommend, but anything that is from Lama Yeshe Rinpoche, easy. You can just read it, and it's gonna be fine. And of course, all the books from His Holiness. Then it's like nectar, and it's just very special. Yesterday I talked about one, no, for you, I think, how to see yourself. No, the heart of the path. Yes, that is very special. Yes, yes, yes. That book I cannot talk about it. Not today. I'm already very sensitive, so I cannot. Otherwise, I gotta start crying here because it talks about Guru devotion. And Guru devotion is definitely the basis of the path. Everything is the beginning, middle, and end. And it's hard to talk about Guru devotion when I'm sitting here on a throne and having people looking at me and saying, oh yes, the Guru and the teachers are very important. Not like that. Not like that. The Guru actually is just a manifestation of our own wish to achieve enlightenment. So the Guru presents itself for to help us. Because the Guru has only one wish, to make us and all sentient beings enlightened. That is just that. That's the only thing in their lives. So if you think about it, that we have beings in this world and time that they live with this type of mentality, it's mind blowing. It's just mind blowing if you think about it. Because most of the people that we know, we just think about our own lives, right? And then we are just thinking how to survive almost. Nowadays we're not thinking about how to survive maybe on a physical level, but maybe on an emotional level, mental level. The mental health crisis that we are actually going through now, very difficult. But then if you have a guru, the guru will help you. The guru will kind of like bring you to the right path. But then we need to be ready for that. And I am extremely fortunate because I have met one special guru. I'm gonna start crying now. And he's the reason why we are all here together, actually. The only reason. Because without Rinpoche, well, of course, without Lama Yeshe, Rinpoche would say it's because of Lama Yeshe and His Holiness. Yes, ultimately because of them, but directly because of Lama Yeshe. And Jackie can definitely say that, about how the center was created because of the kindness of Rinpoche. Because Rinpoche, for more than 30 years, non-stop, traveled around the world, coming and teaching everything that he knew, everything, giving hours of his life to us, all of us, in one way or another. So we are very, very fortunate to have had someone like that in our lives. And now we just need to pray again and again for Rinpoche to come back, and he will come back. Maybe not in the same way, we don't need to think about, because we understand impermanence, right? We talk about impermanence many times, so we all know that things change. So he might come with a different way, not in the same, ascetic way. Maybe he's a little bit more relaxed. He sleeps a little bit more, maybe this time.
No, I don't think so. That habit's gone.
I remember once we did a long life puja for Rinpoche, and then Lama also, the reincarnation of Lama Yeshe, he said, it was so funny. He said, I pray every day for Rinpoche to be able to sleep a little bit more. And Rinpoche was laughing and laughing and laughing because Rinpoche didn't have that. He didn't have that need like us, right? So the reason why we were able to actually read this book and study this book was also because of Rinpoche. I couldn't start this talk without talking about Rinpoche and everything that he transformed my life, right? Totally, totally transformed my life. I was lost in the banking industry, and kind of like doing a lot of things that was not fulfilling for me. I'm talking about me. I'm not judging that everyone has a path. But then I met Rinpoche and my life completely turned upside down. And that really, for me, has been a blessing. I never looked back and said, what have I done with my life? Quite the opposite. It's like, wow, may I continue to do this again and again and again. That's what we need to create, that intention in our lives. Because everything is about intention. Everything is motivation. Today or yesterday, I read something like intention is like the pipes of waters that bring water wherever we want. So we can bring water to bad seeds that will bring about, like things that we don't like, things that we don't want, things that we not good for us, or we can bring about water to seeds that actually are going to ripen into beautiful flowers and beautiful gardens. Depends on us. So for that, we need to understand our mind. We need to go and connect with our mind. Because right now, we are a little bit on the autopilot, right? Just living life, just going with the flow and just going and going. And like sometimes we don't even have time to breathe and think, how do I get, how did I got here? How did I get here? What happened? Situations happen, life goes by, but slowly, slowly. The good thing about when we talk about reincarnation is that one lifetime is just very small. It's just one lifetime. You know, don't need to take it so seriously as well. But if we do, then we see incredible results. Incredible results. Incredible. So if we are talking about motivation, so let's try to create a good motivation for being here together today. Very important that whatever we kind of like, so let's do it a bit of a formal motivation. We can just close our eyes if you want. I need to do prayers as well. Is Nana online? Maybe. So we can do some prayers as well. It's very important. So we can just think about how wonderful, how blessed, how fortunate we are just to be alive right here and right now. You know, Thubten, my ordination name, means fortunate. And fortunate because I need to try to develop the conditions to achieve enlightenment. That's why. But if we think about it and we look at our lives, we have incredible conditions. Incredible conditions. We have a house, we have food, we have a relative healthy body. We have access to so many things that can help us. We have people in our lives where we can share love, kindness, compassion, our family, our friends. But also we have this inner wish, this curiosity within ourselves to go a little bit further and try to find something a little bit more long lasting. And due to one causes and conditions, we came together and we met the Dharma. And we learned about our mind, about how our negative emotions control ourselves, how we suffer, but also how many good qualities we have, and how we can expand them in an unlimited and unconditional way. And we can do that by realizing how things exist. And the way things exist is that they are dependent arising. They are interdependent. So if they are interdependent, let's make our connections with others the best possible. So then we create this intention, the enlightened attitude of wanting to bring all sentient beings to this is the same state of no more suffering and completely development of our good qualities. Can you imagine having all sentient beings not suffering anymore? What else do we want? What else is there? So whatever we listen to, whatever we study, whatever we contemplate and meditate, it be for this end. And then we don't need to worry about the results, because the result you will be enlightenment if we create this motivation again and again. And for that, we need to develop our own wish that we want to achieve enlightenment. It's my mind which is going to get enlightened. Then we put effort, follow the path, we meditate, we contemplate, we study. That's why we are here today, because of that wish. All right. So with that motivation, I think it's good for us to start. So let's do some prayers. Nana put in some prayers. Very good. Thank you, Nana. So we're going to do these prayers as a way to make our mind. Prayers are so important, you know, because prayers are not something that is just like empty words, but we can meditate. We can then make them meditate, you know, meditation. Who in your day-to-day lives, whatever you do in your lives, who says, may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies? Do you do that? Do you think about that in your day-to-day life? Do you think about equanimity, about all sentient beings being free from all the suffering? I don't know what you do. If you do, then that's very good. But normally we don't. So that's why prayers are important, because they are like hooks to our minds, right? They are aspirational prayers. We are just wanting them to become reality and to help us. That's why. Make sense? Makes sense, right? That's why it's so important. But yeah, but prayers sometimes we need to be careful because we have a very Christian like heaviness sometimes of no prayers. We think that is prayer to God. We are not praying to God. We're praying to our own mind. We want to transform our own mind. There's nothing out there in this way that can help us transform us. You know, give us a pill. That's only Matrix. Matrix, you can have the pill, the blue pill or the red pill. That's one. But here, Dharma, no pill, no Dharma pill. There's no way. This is one of the things that is good about Dharma. Dharma could never be able to be corrupted by pills. So if someone is saying that, oh, I have a pill that can make you develop all the realizations of Dharma, it's not possible, okay? Because it takes time and effort. So we cannot run away from that. Don't go for that, okay? Don't think about that. I saw your face. I saw your face of like, a pill. There's no such thing. So we're gonna do some prayers with that intention. We can try to meditate on these words as well. Okay? May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment for friends and hatred for enemies. May all sentient beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings be inseparable from the happiness that is free from suffering. Now we're going to take refuge. And for those that consider yourself Buddhist and know how to meditate on the merit field, so you can visualize the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. You can visualize your teacher in the aspect of Buddha Shakyamuni. And you can visualize all the lineage masters. They are made of golden light. And surrounding us, we can visualize all sentient beings in human form. And we are guiding them into these prayers. And when we are thinking about going for refuge for Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, you're going for refuge for our potential to become a Buddha, for our potential to merge our minds with the Dharma, and our potential to become Sangha, help for others. That's it. So we can do it together. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merits I create through listening to the Dharma, may I become a Buddha in order to benefit all sentient beings. Thank you, Nana. So then it's good that we talked about through listening to the Dharma and we go to the Dharma. So what is the Dharma? Any idea? Because we are talking about how to practice Dharma. That's the name of the book. So any idea? After 12 weeks, I think we started doing this book. Any idea? Anyone?
Of the Buddha.
Very good. These are what we call, yes, the relative Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha. Yes. But what is the Dharma?
The enlightened mind.
The enlightened mind. Very good. Whose enlightened mind? Very good. Yes. The ultimate Dharma is actually our own enlightened mind. That is. And that sometimes is so scary for us because we have a tendency to put ourselves down so much that thinking about that we can be free from suffering and completely develop our good qualities, it's almost sounds like not possible. It sounds that is like something, out there in the future or something like this. But funny enough, you already have that mind right here and right now inside of you. You don't need to do anything in some ways. That is the idea. But the problem is that this mind is completely covered by the confusion, by our ignorance. And this confusion and ignorance creates all of these negative aspects. These minds that actually believe that things are so concrete. It's like, let's say that we have the sky and we have the clouds, and the clouds are saying, I am the sky, and then they go away and they disappear, but then they come back and they say, I am the sky. It's like that. And we identify with our clouds, and we think that our clouds, it's who we are. And that's why we suffer. It's very simple in a way. So then we need to understand that suffering comes from our negative mind. Our mind that why is negative? Because it's against reality. That is why it's negative. Because it doesn't create any connection with reality. That is why. And then the seeds or the potential that they create. So every time we get angry, we have the potential to become angry again. That's what we happen. Then it just becomes a continue. Every time we get angry, we create a potential to get angry again. And then we get angry again. And then we get angry again. And then attachment. We see something we like, I want this. And then I buy and I'm happy for 3 seconds. And then I just want to buy again. Right? We're not going to talk about chocolate or pizza today, okay? That's enough. We already talked. We're going to talk about burritos because I love Mexican food.
You can't run out of burrito.
So that is the thing. So if you think about
You see they're expanding?
exactly the Casamaya. Casamaya. It's because of us, we have been giving so much money to Casamaya. You're going there. Casamaya is the Mexican restaurant over here. That Sunday, that's a joke between Rebecca and Don because Sunday people have been so kind to me, and almost every Sunday someone would invite me for lunch, and we always would go to Casamaya. And then one day, Rebecca said, "Oh, I want to invite you to have for lunch. Where do you want to go?" And I said, "Can it be anywhere but Casamaya?" And she was like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, because we can try all the types of food, no?"
Geshe-la got you.
And Geshe-la, it was very good. And Geshe-la, when Geshe-la came here, we went to the Mexican food. I think he liked it Mexican, yes, yes. Especially, I don't think in Boston they have like very good Mexican food. I don't know, but I think he wanted to go. So it was good. It was very good for my ego, for my non-attachment. It was good, no? So if you think about it, that is the causes of our suffering. What are the Buddha gave the teachings of the Four Noble Truths, and he started suffering. So we need to first talk about suffering. And that's what Rinpoche is talking about in this book, How to Practice Dharma. He's saying, what is our suffering right now? It's our uncontrolled mind that only thinks about the 8 worldly dharmas. What are the 8 worldly dharmas? The 8 worldly concerns? Sharon? Anyone? Gain,
Laws.
gain and loss. So we are totally addicted to gain. Okay. So gain and loss can also be kind of like material things, possessions, and having things and losing them. So that is very important.
Pleasure and pain.
Pleasure and pain. So in that case, it is what we call happiness, pleasure. Okay. Temporary pleasures. That's what we call happiness nowadays. So we are totally mistaken on that. So pleasure and pain. So we are totally avoiding any type of discomfort. We get a bit, and then we go away.
Fame
Yeah.
Huh?
Praise and criticism.
Praise and criticism. That is a very good one, right? We all want to be praised and we don't want to receive criticism, and that criticism can involve everything and anything, even our material things. We don't want to receive criticism that our house is like ugly or messy or anything like that, or that we have a bad car or anything like that. Look how crazy we are, right? That's how we are. And then fame and, like what we say, bad reputation. That is so ingrained in our minds. As Precious Robina, Venerable Robina, who is coming here, she says, it's our tendency of wanting to be the good girl and the good boy, right? I want to everybody, I'm perfect. Everybody sees me, look how perfect I am, how amazing I am, how no, that is. And this, it's kind of like because we never don't understand our minds, we just are completely obsessed with this. So this book is just talking about all the time how to understand that and to catch yourself doing this. Because if you don't, then there's no way for you to change. But once you catch yourself, then you can start to understand that this is the cause for your happiness. And every time you're following this mind, then what you're doing is enhancing and making it stronger, the seeds for you to do that again and again and again. And then at the time of death, what happens is that you really want this and you didn't accomplish everything that you wanted and you still wanted to kind of like be famous and all of that. So you die with that wish. So what do? You get reborn again with this wish. And then you just continue life after life after life after life. Welcome to samsara. That is samsara. That's what we call samsara. It's just a non-stopping and uncontrolled rebirth, series of rebirths, because it's just out of this wish for 8 worldly dharmas. Make sense? Yes? So that's what we are trying to cut. That's what the Buddha wanted. The Buddha wanted us to cut this. The Buddha wanted us to be free from that cycle. Right? I think we all want, if now that we understand. So then we need to understand the causes of it, and we need to understand that there is a way to cessate. And how do we do that? By walking the path. So these are the Four Noble Truths. So that is why in this book, Rinpoche is telling us, okay, you now understand where you are. Because to be honest, I feel that the first Noble Truth is the most difficult one. Because we need to first acknowledge, as in the Lama Zopa, this puja that we do here twice a month, So if you can come, that we did with Keshila on Sunday, very good book, very good, very, very good. It says, we need to stop seeing samsara as a pleasure grove, as a pleasure park. If we still enjoy samsara, if you still think that, yes, but I can just have a little bit of, a little bit of attachment, it's okay. Or a little bit of this is okay. A little bit of, we have experts in choosing what we want to actually practice Dharma with, and parts of us that we don't want to practice Dharma. We choose. And then we say, Dharma doesn't work. It's like the doctor gives you a pill and says, you need to have it every single day, twice a day. And you totally don't get it. You get it once a week or something like that. And then you say, the pill's not working. Same. Exactly the same. Make sense? Do you see yourself doing that? Good. Because that's what we need to do it. We need to first recognize in ourselves. We need to recognize that. We need to recognize that we are in suffering. Suffering doesn't mean that we don't have pleasures. Yes, we do have pleasures. It doesn't mean that the world, that life should then be just suffering. Oh my God, my life is horrible and things like that. No, I should, give up everything, become monk, and then everything's gonna be fine. No. After you become monk, you become everything worse in your mind. Because the mind has more space now, less distractions, right? Less distractions. There's no more relationships. There's no more family. There's no more this and that. So it's just you with yourself all the time. So then you start to see a little bit more. You have a little bit more space to see the suffering of your own mind. But finally, we found the Dharma. And the Dharma is everything that is going to cut this suffering. Everything that goes against us suffering. This is Dharma. Make sense? Yes? So what is that is good for us, that it makes us go against our suffering? What helps us to go against our suffering?
The guru.
Yes, definitely. But then the guru comes with a helicopter, throws a rope and say, come on, big. No, I'm waiting for the guru. No, don't come. Yeah, that's how we go. So the guru, but especially, His Holiness always says, having a kind heart. That's it. We can just start from there. Today we were having a good conversation with Don, about doing practices and all of that. I said, just start from where you are. Just that. We don't need to create something, trying to create with the Dharma everything that we do with everything else, which is to put layers and layers of expectation of these and that. I'm going to create these and putting more and more, ideas about how should be, and just make it simple. Just make it simple. Just find a kind heart. Just be kind. His Holiness says, be kind, whenever possible, be kind. It's always possible. There's always a choice. We always have a choice to be kind. So then we need to be kind to ourselves and to others. And what it means to be kind to ourselves. What does it mean?
Raisins.
Yes, for you, definitely raisins is it's kindness. Huh? What it is?
Feel the raisin.
Exactly. What is?
That's judgment.
Definitely helps. It helps. But what else?
Being kind to others.
Definitely being kind to others. But why? Why being kind to others is being kind to ourselves?
Because it's distracting from the eye.
Mm. So then, if we understand what you're saying is that the more we decrease our self-cherishing attitude, right?
Caring for
The
ourselves.
better we are caring for ourselves. That's what the Dalai Lama calls being wisely selfish. The more you give, the more you are kind, the more you are loving, the more you are compassionate, the more you receive. The problem is that now in Instagram time, we want insta rewards, right? Insta enlightenment, yes. But no, it doesn't mean that. You know, you can be kind to someone and someone be very mean to you. That's fine. You don't stop being kind because of that. That is the challenge. That is the work. That is the practice. It's when Lama Zopa as well. I love that verse that says, when negative circumstances or something like this pour down like rain. Wow, that's what we want. Yes, Mr. Bob.
Maybe mean to you, is that your perception?
Yeah. Yes, conventionally there is a mean, right? We need to be careful with kind of like when we are analyzing something in an absolute way and a conventional way. But in a conventional way, we call when someone says something bad, let's say, oh, you stupid, call yourself a stupid out of no reason. That's a mean thing to say, right? There is something. It's not that there's no existence, right? But it is true that ultimately, if we analyze, the only person who actually got that information that it was mean was you. It's your experience, right? Is that yes? But this is an ultimately level, and then we need to be very careful because there is a conventional level. There is a conventional level here. We are all here, sitting here, right? And there is a conventional level that if someone like like I don't know, smash you in the face, it's gonna hurt. Oh no, it's only you hurting yourself. No, it's not true. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, that we need to be careful when we say that, right? Because ultimately, yes, it's our perception. Ultimately, it's our perception. But there is a mean, there is a conventional mean, right? And that is exactly what we need to kind of like try to figure out. Trying to understand in our minds that it's our perception of the world that makes it our reality. We create our own realities. And when I was recently in New York, it was so easy to see that, you see so many people walking on the streets and then they're just like, because here in Florida it's hard because you're on the car, in a car for everything to everywhere. So you don't see so many people, only when you go to a supermarket, but or Target. Today I went to Target. Wow, that place is scary. But it's very good for that. It's kind of like, it's very good for that because you can see people in their bubbles, in their reality. They're just in their reality, creating their reality, believing that this is what they need, and but we don't think like that. We don't see that we are creating our reality. We think that everything that we perceive, everything that is happening outside, is reality, right? Makes sense, Bob? What I said? Yes, it's very connected with what you say. Is that it? It's like we are creating our reality, right? And then in this way, who is the owner? Who is the boss? Who is the boss of your own happiness? Who's the boss of your own suffering? Who? Me, right? And that's what we need to understand. That is why it's so hard to realize that. Because now we are so used to blame everything else and everyone else. So that's why I say that the first noble truth is very hard to actually develop because of that. And then we start to understand a little bit. And then we say, no, of course it is my reality and things like that. But on a very subtle level, we don't actually believe in this. We still think that there is something existing from outside, that it is creating that pain in me and not me. Yeah. Then we're going to talk about emptiness. Then we're going to talk about the reality, the view of reality. Because as we've been saying, developing a kind heart is the compassionate aspect of it, is the method part. We try to develop compassion towards ourselves and others. And then we need to have the understanding of reality. Otherwise, we can never, ever get there. So we need to have these two things, this union. Because compassion without wisdom is just stupid compassion. Yeah? We think that, oh yes, I'm going to help this person and I'm going to do this. It's all about me. It's all selfish. It's only about myself. To put on Instagram, me putting this, right? That's what we do now. Before we didn't have Instagram, but we had people. We want people to feel ourselves. You know how good I am, how nice I am. 8 worldly dharmas again and again and again. Just think about it. That's why this book is so special, because it's just talking about the first noble truth in a way. And then it brings the other noble truths. But it's mainly again and again, Rinpoche is just coming with examples and ideas and how we are, how we do this, how we actually confuse holy Dharma and worldly Dharma. And that's it. That's why it's so important for us to do that. And it is hard. I always say to people, especially to my friend Lucas over there, I said to him, you don't want to be having me around. I'm a pain in the ass, you know? Because why? Because I want people to be really checking themselves. Because that's what I'm trying to do with myself. So if you come to me and say, oh yes, oh poor me, this happened to me, oh yes, and then I'm gonna say to you, really? Oh, you created the cause for that, right? So how come that? Then we need to start really practicing Dharma. And then it becomes challenging because we don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that we created the problem. We don't want to hear that the problematic is our mind, our neurotic mind. It is our completely addicted mind to attachments to objects. So that is what the book is about. I hope you guys can read it because it's much better than this blah 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 and very special. I think we still have some over there actually.
Yeah,
In
we
the
have
things,
some
no?
for sale. Yeah,
From
we have
some
yeah,
for
we
that
have-
there. So people can definitely take that and read this book. Because then with this understanding, we are able to develop real practice of Dharma. We can start seeing that if we don't decrease our self-cherishing, there is no way we can practice Dharma and achieve enlightenment. So we need to develop that. We need to. And that's why it's so hard, because we need to understand that we're going to need to get every aspect of our life, every aspect of it, not just one part, not just here, not just there, not just here. But we start from where we are, and slowly we go building up. Slowly we go building up. Slowly we go building up. Make sense? Yes? So, what else I can say? Is any questions? I'm getting blah, 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 blah. No? Nobody? My mom is there, look. She's the one over there with the camera. Hello, Mary. The other Mary came. I thought she asked me, can I join today? And I said, yes, of course you can. Because I've been talking about her so many times, so at least she can be here to defend herself. Yes, Bob.
What is self-cherishing?
Okay, very good question. Very good question. Self-cherishing is a wrong view. It's not a wrong view. It's the result of a wrong view. Okay? It's cherishing this idea of this me, myself, and I as being inherently permanent, self-existing. Because we see ourselves, this body and this mind, as being completely permanent, completely existing from its own side, existing in an independent way, we cherish it because we think almost that there is a third thing, a little me here that I need to cherish, that I need to really take care of. When we don't understand that there is no such thing as as an independent I, as an independent me, because we are interdependent. We are dependent on our body and our minds. And our bodies and minds, they are completely changing all the time. So there's nothing fixed in the way it appears to our mind. But that's the problem. We see it in the wrong way. And because we see it in the wrong way, this is the creation of all our problems, this wrong view. As Rinpoche used to explain, Rinpoche explained like this. We see the object, and then it appears to our minds and already appears inherently. It is existing from its own side, as if our minds had nothing to create that object, right? We're not going to go into emptiness today, huh? Can do a little bit, but not too much. because otherwise we're never going to stop talking about emptiness. But then it appears in our mind, and then because we believe it is inherent, either attachment or aversion comes. I want or I don't want. And these, because of this self-cherishing. So the self-cherishing comes just after we seeing it as inherently. And we say, yes, so I want. And then either I like it or I dislike it. And that's it. We live our lives from there all the time with everything. Everything that you perceive, either good music, either a nice sight, a nice smell, a nice taste, a nice touch, everything comes like this. It appears to the mind as being inherent, as being there is, as I always say, I think Debbie says that she likes it when I said that. It's like we think that the deliciousness is in the pizza, right? That's how it appears to ourselves. It appears that the deliciousness, how the pizza, the chocolate, the ice cream is delicious from the side of the object, from the side of the pizza. If it was like this, every single person in this planet would have to love pizza and find pizza, ice cream, and chocolate delicious. And I have bad news. I don't like chocolate.
It's impossible.
I know. That's it. You know? Exactly. I'm not a human being. I understand. Yes, yes. So do you understand that? It's not there. It's not fixed. So because we think it is, then this cherishing, we are cherishing this mistaken I as the most important thing in the universe. And then we create me and others. And then I just suffer because of that. It answers the question, Bob?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, and that's how it is. And that's how we suffer. And that's why Buddhism is so special, because Buddhism is going to tell us that this is not who we are. We are actually dependent arising. We arise because of independence of causes and conditions. And then we were discussing yesterday, or the day, it was yesterday. Yesterday, emptiness, no? Yes, and then I said, and then she said, but if you're saying that nothing exists inherited, like nothing exists. So what is the reason for existing, right? I said, exactly because things are dependent. If things are dependent, that means there is cause and effect. Because they have cause and effect, that means that we then can create good causes and good results. Who doesn't want that? If you understand that the mind, it is dependent arising, that arises because of depending on causes and conditions, and you can create good causes and be happy. Who doesn't want that?
Seems like a lot of people.
I know. It's because of the raisins. Is that because of that?
Oh, shit.
So if you think about it, that is the goal of Buddhism. It's for us to connect with this purity that our minds already have right now, and really go and really purify these wrong views. And we can all do that. All do that. Because we already have inside of ourselves. It's not something that we need to acquire. It's not something that we need to buy. It's not something that we need to be reborn again so we can have it. It's there. We just need to allow it to shine. It's just that. It's just that. It's very special if you think about like this. That's what we can do. And that's what is so special, that we have, these teachers showing us the path. And the Buddha, who's 2,500 years ago, went through so many hardships, so many lives, so we can actually teach the Dharma for ourselves, to us, 2,500 years after. It's incredible if you think about it. 2,500 years after, we are still like here, having, people like His Holiness, like Rinpoche, like Lama Yeshe, really embodying those qualities, embody those teachings. This is very special. So we can become Buddhas as well. That's what we want. We can become enlightened. We need to believe in that. Because that's why the gurus are so important, because the gurus is just saying to us, you can get enlightened, 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 until we understand. And we say, oh my God, I can get enlightened. And we think about that, we did that, right? That's how arrogant we are, at least me. Oh my God, that's what we need to believe. Because once we believe, then we start practicing that. Then we can really start practicing that. When we understand that we have a purity inside of ourselves to open our hearts and love every sentient being in an unconditional and unlimited way. Believe that you can do this. Believe that you can eliminate your own suffering and not feel anger, not feel pride, not feel jealousy, not feel any of these negative emotions. Believe in this. And if you believe in this, then you can understand that you can help others to do the same. You can't do that for them, but you can help them, inspire them, guiding them, being the change you want to see in the world. No? As Gandhi used to say, that's what we need to do. And you are doing this already, just by being here, just by trying. Trying is the best we can do right now. Okay? That is what we want to do. So let's do a short meditation on the Guru, on the Buddha. So the mantra for us to sing together, to chant together is Tayata O Mune Mune. Oh Mune Mune. Yes, it's easier like this, no? Because I was like Tayata O Mune Mune Maha Mune Soha. Ayata. Oh, let me try. Let me do it. I can only do it chanting. It's horrible. And my chant is Ayata. Oh, Mune Mune Maha Munaye Soha. Ayata. Oh, Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha Tayata O Mune Mune Mahamunaye Soha. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Okay, we're gonna chant this mantra together, and this mantra is the mantra of Shakyamuni Buddha. It's the name mantra, as we say. So it's actually the basic translation is through love, through compassion and wisdom, may I achieve enlightenment. May I become a Buddha to help others. It's just that. That's what we are chanting. So we can just, to help us, we can visualize the Buddha in front of us, made of golden light. He's sitting on a beautiful throne, cross-legged. His right hand is touching the earth, as he's saying, I have conquered my own delusions, my own negativities. And on the left hand, he has a bowl full of medicine nectar, which indicates that he has perfected all his qualities and he can share them with others. And he has a beautiful gaze, looking at us, accepting us exactly as we are, without any judgment. He has a beautiful smile, and he's made of pure golden light, which shines to us and all sentient beings. So we can visualize Buddha in front of us. And every time that we chant the mantra, we can imagine that these rays of lights come and touch us, touch our own purity, our own enlightened mind, and help us to believe and to activate, to realize our own Buddha potential. So while we chant the mantra, we can visualize these golden light rays coming and entering our heart. Ayata o mure mure maha munaye so Tayata o mune mune 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 maha munaye so We can visualize that the Buddha comes to the top of our head and dissolves into light, entering through our crown, our throat, and becomes this radiant golden light in our heart. And we can visualize these light rays manifesting from our heart and touching every person here in this room. And we expand this light and we see it touching everybody here in Deerfield. And we expand even further, touching every sentient being in Florida. And we expand even further and touching every sentient being in America. Until these light rays expand and touch every sentient being in this planet. So in this way, we familiarize ourselves with our own potential to touch all sentient beings and help them to be free from suffering and develop their kind heart. And by doing that is our contribution for no more wars, famine, destructions, fights, natural disasters, everything that arises from this selfish attitude. So with that, we dedicate that everything that we have created throughout this meditation, throughout this day, that we are able to really bring about in our daily lives is enlightened manifestation, is enlightened experience. And that way we get closer and closer to our own enlightenment and to help others to achieve the same. All right. Really wanted us to finish with this meditation, a meditation that Lama Yeshe used to really like it. You know, visualizations, they help us to believe in our own potential. We use visualization all the time, but we visualize in different ways. We visualize attachments, objects of attachment, you know, objects of aversion. I hate that person and we're doing bad things with that person, right? That's how we visualize. But here we are visualizing our own potential. So profound, so special. Okay, so that's it. Enough of blah, blah, blah. You guys are free. You guys have a good karma now. Finally, you guys develop a good karma. So not to hear my blah, blah, blah. Huh? You're gonna do now? First before? Yes, better. Huh?
Do you think?
Better to do now prayers and then we do blah, blah, blah talk.
Yeah, I
Now I
mean,
have gifts.
let's
to
do the
give gifts.
prayers because.
Let's do the prayers. Okay. So Nana, we're gonna do prayers now. Is that okay?
I mean, don't you think?
Yes, we can do prayers. So we're gonna do these dedication prayers, especially because we have been here together for 3 months. Wow, we survived. No?
You survive.
I survived, that's true.
Yeah.
You guys have been so mean to me.
It's falling out his hair.
They've been so like being so mean to me. You guys have been so bad to me. So of course I had to really survive. It was a challenge for me. Okay, just want you guys to know. Quite the opposite, actually. It has been for me. When I do to Jackie. You know Jackie? Jackie's not here because she's very sick, poor thing. Um, we met because we were creating a project together for Lama also for planting trees. And Jackie, she's a very funny character, as we all know. And she was the person who was actually taking care of Lama Yeshe when Lama Yeshe was still alive. And she has a lot of devotion for Rinpoche. And she was the one who created the center. And she started to say, you need to come to Florida. You need to come to Florida. And I said, what? What am I going to do in Florida? I never thought about it. I didn't even know there was a center in Florida, to be honest. And then she decided, and then she spoke with Nicole, which was the previous director. And Nicole very kindly investigated a little bit. We had some talks and said, okay, who is this crazy monk, Brazilian hairy monk who is there talking? And then Nicole said, right, Nicole? Nicole is there, I think. She was there online. And Nicole said, no, 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 let's do it on online teaching. So we did an online teachings, I think 2 years ago. So you see how kind of like cause and conditions come together. And then Rebecca came. And Rebecca was like, no, you need to come, you need to come, you need to come. And I was always so busy with Rinpoche, like telling me, come here, go this, go that, da, 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 da. And then I finally got some space, and I said, okay, let's try to do it. And she said, oh yes, because Venerable Tendron goes away, in May, and then you can come June, July, and August is the best season, she told me.
I never said that. I warned him and he said, oh, it's okay. I'm from Brazil. I like it hot. And I kept warning him. And he kept saying that. And 1 week after he was here, he looked at me. We were in the car one day and he said, it's really hot.
Very true.
Nobody's outside.
That the executives, I was purifying all my negative karma, with so it would be very incredible. And then I came and, especially I think due to the kindness, I really want to thank Venerable Tendron, because Venerable Tendron has been here for so many years. How many years? 7, 8 years?
She came in 16.
16 she came?
Yeah,
Yes.
16,
So
2016.
8 years. So it's going to be 8 years that she has been here. And she has been doing an incredible work with, giving teachings. And some, like most of you that have been coming to the teachings, you know so much about Dharma because of her. She's so, so kind to be doing that. And she was very, very kind to me personally because she opened her house to me, So I was staying in her house, which has been a delight and so, so nice. And today I talked to her and I say, thank you so much, because without her, opening the space for me to stay, so it was not going to be like almost possible for me to be here. She has been very kind. So I truly appreciate what she has done, what she's doing for Rinpoche, what she's doing for the center. She's an incredible teacher. You guys are very fortunate to have her. And she committed, to kind of like continue coming back and giving teachings. So you really, really, really are fortunate in this. You're all counted in this sense. Very fortunate. So you really, really, really. And of course, for me, it has been a delight. Very, very special. I was so worried about what I'm going to teach for 3 months. I have no idea, I don't know. I don't know nothing because I'm not someone that has studied so much. I never did so many things. I was just serving Rinpoche in whatever way Rinpoche was telling me. But Rinpoche was always telling me, read this book or do this, And then Rinpoche was going to say, I still remember Rinpoche said, don't worry so much about, like about debate, because you're a lawyer. So then someone comes, you just debate like this, you debate like that, So he says, but do the Dharma lawyer. You become Dharma lawyer, Rinpoche used to say. And then, but I think the only thing that I can do is be authentic with my own practice and share that. So I hope, I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, today, I was kind of like making prayers, and then especially I made some little gifts for you. It has been a trip for these gifts to arrive, but I was thinking, if anything that I've done here, if anything may be beneficial, may it be for you to continue exploring the Dharma and continue learning about the Dharma and continue going on your path and opening your heart to others. It's the only thing. It's the only thing. I hope I was able to at least create a little seed for that, right? Because that is what is most important. And, I have been extremely blessed by the kindness of all of you. You have been all so kind to me. So, so kind. I don't deserve that kindness because I don't do anything. I just come here to blah, 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 blah. But you guys have been so kind to me. So thank you so, so, so much. As we say, I hope that I can repay all this kindness in this life and future lives. So if there's anything you think that I can help with, anything that you think that I can do to continue helping you, please reach out. I might take a little bit of time to answer, but I will answer, okay? In the best of my abilities. And everything that we created together here, I think that we've done so many things together here. We watched movies, we did pujas, we filled the statues after 20 years, So many incredible things I've done in these 3 months. It's my mom used to say to me that I'm very intense, so people need to be careful because every time I go, it's like boom, then it's kind of like things start. So we need to make sure that no burnouts, So this has been very, very special, very special, very, very special. And I'm very happy, to come back next year if I'm still invited. But we discussed that, and I hope that I can come back, and then we can continue, learning together, like you being together as a team, as a group, because having a place like that is so special, so special. And a place doesn't exist if there's no people. So we are all part of it. We are all needed. So I request you to continue coming to the activities, to continue making the center happen, to continue, putting your community. It's one of the things about a Buddhist center, especially an FPMT center, that it's like a family. We create a family here. And sometimes we're gonna have our, problems, because like all families have problems. There's no such thing as a perfect family as we think, but we are gonna have a little bit of a fight sometimes, and that's normal, but we just keep going. And wherever you go in the world, if you find an FPMT center and you say that you are from an FPMT center in Florida, in Deerfield, you're going to be received as family. Okay? So that is. And that's what we need to do with others. New people that are arriving, people that are coming, you're all welcome to come. This is Rinpoche's house, and Rinpoche would love everybody to be invited. Okay? So we are just guests here, taking care of Rinpoche's house. That's how I feel. That's how it is. You're just taking care of Rinpoche's house until he comes back and he can take care of us. Okay? So thank you so much. So let's do some prayers. So these merits that we accumulated here during these 3 months are not wasted, but it is for this benefit of all sentient beings. So we can do it also aspirational prayers for that, to not forget that whatever we created, whatever we meditate, whatever we learned, whatever we contemplated, whatever we meditated on, we did a lot of meditations, being incredible. So whatever that we have created in our minds, may these seeds ripen as our own enlightenment, so we can enlighten all sentient beings. That's it. That's the only thing we should put in our minds. And that we have all the conditions to continue practicing the Dharma by being guided by perfect teachers again and again. And that all of this spiritual path that we are on, that opening our hearts, may it be our contribution for a more loving and kind and compassionate world, with less wars, famine, diseases, natural disasters. Everything that we learned here before that. And of course, we would not be here if it was not for the kindness of our gurus, especially the Dalai Lama. So we really pray for His Holiness' long life, continue being a beacon of light and inspiration for ourselves and others. And especially for Rinpoche's swift return, to come back again and again. And for Thubten Kunga Ling to have always all the necessary conditions to exist and to be a place of study, contemplation, meditation, and especially compassionate hearts. So we dedicate for that. So we can do the prayers together. Due to the merits of these virtuous actions, may I quickly attain the state of a Guru Buddha and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state. May the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not arisen arise and grow, and may that which has arisen not diminish but increase more and more. Just as the brave Manjushri and Samantabhadra too realize things as they are, I too dedicate all these merits in the best way that I may follow their perfect example. I dedicate all these roots of virtue with the dedication praises the best by the victorious ones thus gone of the 3 times, so I might perform good works. I dedicate whatever virtues I have ever collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of perfect pure Losandrapa to shine forever. Now we go to do the Shantideva, a beautiful prayer. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy by virtue of my merits. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid or belittled with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and the deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food, may the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those weak with sorrow find joy, may the forlorn find hope, constant happiness and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world, may they never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, and those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other. For as long as space remains, for as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain to dispel the miseries of the world. Now we're going to do the long life prayer for His Holiness on page 244. Yes. You know, His Holiness is really starting to show the aspect of getting older. So we really need to make strong prayers that his long life can continue and he can continue being an inspiration to not only us Buddhists, but all sentient beings that actually know His Holiness. A perfect example of a kind human being. In the land encircled by snow mountains, you are the source of all happiness and good. All-powerful Chenrezig Tenzin Gyatso, please remain until Samsara ends. And now we're going to make the prayer, we're going to chant the prayer that His Holiness made for Rinpoche's swift return. So we can make sure that we create this connection when Rinpoche comes back again and again. Peerless teacher, an assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losam, father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings through explanation and practice, you are the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and from other living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss! Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the oceans of the three jewels and the great ways of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Thank you very much. Good night. So I just wanted to, so due to the kindness of my precious mother, a long time ago, I can't remember when was it, we have a practice that is called tsatsas. This is a tsatsa. Tsatsa is just a small image of a Buddha that actually is made of clay.
It's
What? Plaster. Plaster. Made of plaster. And it is a practice that we do it, thousands of them, 100,000 actually, so we can get familiarized with the image of the Buddha in our minds, and we can start, as we just did that meditation, with the qualities of the Buddha, right? With the hand saying that I touch the earth and giving everything to others. So it's for that. So I had many of them in Brazil, and when I went to Brazil, I forgot to bring it. So due to the kindness of my friend Lucas, who was in Brazil, I said to him, can you bring me a very special thing? So he arrived from Brazil on Tuesday, and I've been since Tuesday painting them. So the quality is very poor because I wanted you guys to have a little bit of this, you know? So you put these in your outer, in a place of respect, somewhere that can inspire you. Okay? That's the idea. Yes. Of for the quality. Yes, the quality is okay to put poor because it's my painting. I'm talking about me, not about the Buddha. I'm talking about the quality of my painting. So that is very poor, very, very poor. So as you guys are gonna see, especially because I got a wrong type of ink of paint, so it's just like I think it's still coming out in your hand. So you guys gonna check that.
Perfect. Perfect.
So I wanted to give each of you, especially so. Will you guys after? How do you wanna do it?
Yeah, we'll do
Come here,
after.
please. Come
Yeah.
everybody, come here.
Well,
Each person come here, no?
you want to do that first?
I know you can do that. Yes, you're the boss. You take it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Well, so much to say about Venerable Calden. First and foremost, I want to thank Maria. Maria's still here. Maria, thank you for giving birth to and raising and supporting this incredible being.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Thank you.
Thank you, mommy. No, 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 don't unmute her, otherwise she's never gonna stop talking.
Yes, you want to.
No, no,
There
no.
she is.
There she's
Yeah.
very good there. Oh, Nicole is there as well. Very
Yeah.
good.
So that's the first person that I want to
Very
thank.
good. That's perfect.
Yeah, and I want to thank Nicole
Yes.
because it's been a long time that Nicole has been talking about Venerable Calden. And I don't know if I said it to her or if I just thought it in my mind when she said, we should there's this monk, Venerable Calden, and he's young and he's got a lot of energy and he's great. And so I found out a little bit more about Venerable Calden, and I knew that he was the director at Nalanda and he was the director here, and he's very close to Rinpoche. Nicole, that you can nod or not if I said to you, but I did think in my mind, are you crazy? He's not coming here. There's no way we can get him to come here. And I said, well, I don't know, Nicole, let's see. And so then I met Venerable Calden the first time at Land of Medicine Buddha. And all of these qualities that Nicole had seen, I knew that we had to get him to come here, no matter what. And so some of you maybe are new to Buddhism or new to even thinking about Buddhism. And then there's some people here that are longtime students of Buddhism. And so I hope you can grasp even a little bit how special this time has been. So I'm gonna cry.
Very good. We all can.
So Venerable Calden came, and this center has been through many, many things. This is your fault.
That one I can take. You can take the blame on me. Put always the blame on me.
But anyway, so Venerable Calden has worked tirelessly here. I mean, some of you have come and you've seen him here running around. He's doing everything. There's no ego to him. His humility and his willingness to do anything. And even on the back end of things that you don't know, like with every center, there's so many challenges, with administration and this and that. And he jumped right in and he helped us. And he has, when he talks about his story that probably most of you have heard about meeting Rinpoche and giving his life to Rinpoche, just seeing him talk, it's like watching Rinpoche. His utter devotion, and to tell you that, you're not, I don't know anything, it's really quite incredible. And I hope, the center's going to give an offering. It's a traditional thing that we do for teachers. And everyone's invited to do the same. But really, this is something conventional. And I hope that you all heard, really heard Venerable Calden when he said that he requests that you keep going, because the teachers, our gurus and our teachers, when we ask them for advice, no, really, when we ask them for advice and when we listen to the teachings and we say, this is great, we really need to do our best to follow the advice and to put these teachings into practice. Because I don't know, I'm not going to speak for Venerable Calden, but I feel like in my heart, when he comes next year, he's going to be so happy when you tell him, I followed that advice and this what's happened. What do I do next? You know, not to come with the same questions over and over and never following the advice and wondering, not taking the pill and wondering why it's not working. But it also creates the connection with our teachers when we follow their advice and when we do the practice that they've asked us to do or they've advised us to do. The connection between our mind and the teacher's mind grows stronger. And by us continuing to think about Venerable Calden and the teachings he gave us and the advice he gave us, it just creates the cause for him to come back. And he's so incredibly kindly agreed to come back for the next 3 to 5 years for at least 3 months. And again, if you don't know about FPMT and you're not like in all that stuff, you don't realize how special that is, his time. He's doing extraordinary things for Rinpoche and for the FPMT and to benefit all sentient beings. So I beg of you not to be like me and waste the time that he's here, that we really take that and hold it like it is a precious jewel. It's the most important thing. So it's been a wild ride. In some ways, this 3 months feels like a year. And in other ways, I feel like we just picked him up from the airport yesterday because he's really done so much for us. And we could never repay you with anything. Keep going. He wants more.
That's the way you repay my kindness. Keep going.
Keep going on. I thought you would keep going.
No,
Say
no,
more.
No, please don't.
But yeah, so never give up and keep everything in mind that Venerable Calden has said, and we will create the cause for him to come back. And we must ask him, please, Venerable Calden, when you reach enlightenment, come back for us, please. Please take us.
These guys are gonna get enlightened before me, so don't worry about that.
Precious hook in for us. So thank you. Nothing could not. Here, you want to put that? So sweetheart.
So much. Rebecca is incredible person. But honestly, it's not easy to be a director and making a center work, right? Because we might not think, we think it's just a room and then, people just come here. And yes, but it's actually so many people involved and so many things. And she's doing such a good job. She's like studying, she's doing so many things on her personal life and still giving her time, for the center. This is so special. So we shouldn't take things for granted. Like, that kind of, it takes efforts, and not only her, but it is like so many people here.
Anthony,
and especially Anthony, Don, Margaret, and Nun. Like for
Jack,
me,
Jack?
Jack as well. Jack of all raisins. I almost brought for you. But honestly, it's just so special. You guys are so fortunate to have this team as well taking care of you. Okay?
Nana as well.
And Nana, and our Nana, online Nana, is just so kind. So this is a little gift for you. Okay? So for you to be very blessed. You're very blessed, so you can take care. And I have a gift for Nicole and for Jackie as well. And I'm gonna leave it here, okay, for the two of you, and then Rebecca is gonna give to you later. Okay, Nicole? Because also I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for to the center, everything you've done to me because of you, causes and conditions. You created the causes for us to be here together. And now you are at home recovering from your operation. So that is the best. You see, there's everything coming along. So thank you so much as well, sweetheart. I will leave it here for you. Okay? And then I have Anthony. This is for you. For everything that you've done to the center. Thank you so much. And I hope you continue, please. Okay? I know it is hard for you. I know it's hard. I know it's hard for you. You live afar and you have a new wife, and kind of like you have a big job. But please continue because your kind presence, okay? Your very, very kind presence and your devotion to the teachings, it's very inspiring. So don't forget to do that. Just keep feeding that. Okay? And then when I come back, we continue our discussions. Just for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Chen Rezek, like you, 1,000 arms.
Yes.
Come you, come you. This is the most remote SPC that I know. SPC is the spiritual program coordinator. It's the person who should take care of the program, But he lives in Miami, so he kind of like he's not really taking care of the program, but he's taking from afar, But when we do it, he's very good at emails. He's very good at organizing things, and he's actually doing an incredible job because also he's someone that is so busy, so many things, but he's still devoting his time to the center and making the center happen. So honestly, Don, thank you so much for all your contributions. How many years you're involved in the center? I love that he looks at me.
2014.
Yeah, 10 years.
For 10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
Continue, please.
Thank you.
And you already have your advice. Oh, Margaret. Because Margaret, Margaret, we used to come here because sometimes just me and Margaret, we were here for the teachings. In the beginning, Margaret and then Sharon appeared and Sharon started to come. Sometimes it was just me, Margaret, and Sharon. So, for so many times and Margaret takes care of the reception, like, talking to new people and all of that. And sometimes quite challenging because, you don't know what is coming, what type of person is coming out of the inside of the center. And she has been doing so well with such kindness and compassion to everybody. So please continue doing that. Okay? You are very important to the center. Don't forget that. Okay? So this is for you. A little gift for you. This is for you. Come here. Let me put these on you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes. And we're going to take a picture of everybody. This is Chen Rezek, 1,000 arms, like you guys. You guys are the arms of the guru. That's what it is. Jack, Raisins Jack, come here. You are very, 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 very kind.
And Jack's been here longer than I have, so.
Yes. And you've been through so much with this center, but it's still coming and going, and it's still keeping coming and going.
Trying to get rid of me.
And exactly. We try to get rid of him, but he keeps coming back, It's quite the opposite. But honestly, your presence, your silent presence, you're not a man of too many words sometimes. But you always take care of the outer, you always do everything. So it's very kind, very, very kind. Rinpoche used to say that, people get enlightened by just doing that. So I have no doubts that if you continue like this, your enlightenment is going to come very fast, very, very fast. So don't forget that. Okay? Keep coming. With all the adversities, the obstacles that might come for you not to come, you keep coming. Okay? Thank you so much for everything, sweetheart. Thank you. Hernan, our handyman. The other day, the other day was just like, we came here and we were just discussing one thing about kind of like, oh yes, and then he just put it and then and I said, what are you gonna do with the wire? He said, don't worry, and he put the wire up and then this and then he changed the things in 5 minutes, just like that. Thank you so much, querido. I can speak Portuguese with him. you know. you you really really keep coming. You are such a vital part of this center with your kindness, with your willingness, always with a smile in your face. So helpful to everything. Keep going. I hope that your path, you know, opening up more and more. Thank you, sweetheart. Let me give you this one. Okay, so now anyone come? Sharon? Sharon, I have some other things for you as well. I have a book to give you back.
Oh,
Sharon, I think has been, you know, the first time I came here, the first day, she was supposed to come pick me up. And she got the wrong address, and then I was late for the first time, my first class. So, you know, I said, oh, maybe they don't like me, maybe they don't want me to come, you know. But Sharon has been so kind, coming all the time to all the classes she was being here, but then she ran away for 2 weeks, which I understand. Thank you for everything. You're doing so good, so good, so good, so good, so good. Just
were
keep
my
going.
first
You take care of yourself, okay? There's some little gifts for you. Okay? Ah. and I have a little wood for you. That's so true. That's very kind. Thank you so much, Ryan. Everything for everything that you're doing.
Thank you for
here.
your guidance.
Thank you for everything. Just keep going. You're doing great. And when we come back next year, we're gonna do our work practices. Yes. Yes. You get it with that. Thank you. Keep coming. Okay. Really. Big Dan.
How do I smoke it?
You know, then I met him in a supermarket. And then he said, are you for real? And I said, "Yeah." And then he said, where is your center? And I said, oh, in Deerfield, I'll go there. And you know, like many people sometimes say this, but he came and he kept coming. It's
But
incredible.
what do you do when you're thinking about the center in the bakery and you turn around, there's a fully dressed Buddhist monk there? What do you do? You know, he was on the cashier and I walked past, I meant this now, I went, are you real? I was like 80% sure, and I went, but I had 20%, I wasn't too sure. Seriously, it's true story.
Oh, there's a manifestation of your mind?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Not the meditation things like
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
You keep coming. Okay? You're doing an amazing job as well. I just been here, I just think.
Waiting for him to find out.
Excellent for all the and precious and thank you so much for coming. All of the times here for our teachings. We're gonna talk more on the recording. Because today was just too busy. Tomorrow, yes, I'll tell you tomorrow. He said that we can close to your in the evening, but you are. Because when you're sleeping, where you can see why you're sleeping. Okay? Keep an eye. Keep an eye on when you sleep.
thank you for saving me from burnout. Not as a therapist only, but as a student.
You keep studying it and looking at and then we come back, we're gonna come talk about the book. I hope I can read it and then we can discuss it.
Go, but I'll mail it to you if you want.
Yes, I would definitely think about it.
I'll email you just to say, thank you. Thank you for opening my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Vete tú, vete tú. Vete tú. Querido. Gracias.
Me hiciste llorar.
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien.
Lloré durante 20 minutos. Oye,
Cuídate mucho, ¿bien? Cuídate mucho, ¿bien? ¿Ok? Tú sabes que si tú necesitas cualquier cosa, tú sabes. Eso tú puedes hacer.
Oh, yeah.
Meditación. Eso tú puedes mirar también. ¿Vale? Gracias.
It was a blessing to be with you. It's wonderful.
You continue, please.
I will, of
You
course,
will,
yeah.
and you take care of the Guru Puja. Okay, you become like the Guru. I talked to a Venerable Tender Red. She was very happy
Okay.
that you can do this. If you can do this, you take care. And if you need anything, you just you can
Okay.
keep it with the beautiful job you do as well.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
And I hope
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you, thank you.
so much. Oh, he's helping the center so much as well. I forgot to mention. Thank you. Please continue. Okay, don't forget that.
It's so beautiful. Thank you so much. See you next week.
Yes.
Meditation.
Meditation. Gabriela. Yes.
People will correct me.
Yes, you read
Facing him. That means you're open to the teachings. So here. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's hold it. Thank you so much. I really did it. Yeah, give us one like that. Thank you.
He's not crazy. Doing a great job. Okay. If you can just close when you wake up, you see it. Yeah, you tell me Gabriela from dear, or you just say from Spain, and I was from a little bit Você é brasileiro também? Não acredito. Eu sou paulistana. Muito obrigada por tudo. Que pena te conhecer. Não. Muito obrigada, viu? Me ajudou muito. Você precisa. Muito obrigada. Meu telefone, meu filho vai dar para precisar de alguma coisa. Estamos aqui, tá bom? Muito obrigada. Obrigada, um abraço. Muito obrigada. Boa viagem, vai com Deus. Obrigada. Ele fala português também?
Um pouquinho.
Um pouquinho?
Eu entendo.
Você entende português?
Obrigado. Obrigado. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you talking. You know, accepting this here. I'm just so sad that you're going.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna be
Yeah,
there.
I didn't know you were Brazilian.
Yeah.
Cool. How can I get in touch?
I'm gonna give you my email and you can write to me.
Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Whatever you need, you know, if
Absolutely.
you need someone day to talk and we can like Skype or whatever.
Oh man, that'd be
Zoom,
a
whatever it
dream
is,
come
we
true.
can do that,
That'd be
okay?
awesome.
But you
Yeah.
keep going,
I will.
keep
Yeah.
working on
Thank you.
yourself
Yeah.
and doing a good job at school.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
doing a good job. You're that you have like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to thank you so much. I have 15 surgeries on my right leg, and I have a condition on my right leg, and I have fatigue and a bone condition, weak bone, and you help, you know, mentally, meditation. So thank you so much. Yes, I really appreciate it. Thank you. And this is for you. This is for you. Thank you. We gave you some.
Very kind.
Yeah, thank you so much. And safe travels for you. And it's amazing. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you next year.
Yes, exactly. We're gonna have you so
Thank
much
you.
fun.
Yes, thank you. Safe travels with all the
Obrigado.
Okay.
Brenda, you came many times when you're ready to become a part of it. So
Thank you for planting the seeds and opening up a whole new world for me and for others, there for others.
Nourishing those, giving nice water and things like that. You're a good path. I know that you are. Okay. Mr. Bob, the best question. I already had dinner, but like I had something to eat, but we can actually go for eat something. Do that in your house. Maybe we started this food Okay, so now we're gonna have cake. Is that it?
Yeah, don't move, don't move.
I don't move. Okay. Ô, Lucas. Me dá uma carta. Ah, não. Não, eu have it. No, I got one.
Okay.
Wait. Don't burn yourself.
It's okay.
Você sei que ele não vai parar. What is this?
I figured we'd get some, it's supposed to be a sparkle candle.
All the deliciousness is in the cake. Don't forget, huh?
Yes, so,
So what?
no, I
So it's
just
gonna
wanted
be-
to do it this way.
It's
This
gonna
is
be
the,
explode. Should we be worried? Should we be worried? No, we can just offer all these candles.
Yes.
You know, imagine this light, offering light. Rinpoche used to see that. You know, every light is we can offer, and light is kind of like the clarity of our minds. You know, we want to develop this clear mind that we can actually achieve all of these things. You put it, yes, put it over there so they can see the cake. So then, you know, that's what we want. That's why we do so many butter lamp lights, you know, in Nepal and India. You go when we come next year. Oh, don't forget that we're gonna do a pilgrimage next year. I'm gonna send more
October,
information
well, probably October.
to Rebecca, and she's gonna share with you. We're gonna do that because we definitely need that. We definitely need to do a bit of a pilgrimage. Thank you so much. Should I blow it? Or?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yes.
I think because it started to melt it.
Yes,
No?
yes,
Like,
yes. Oh, almost. Try. Whoa. Okay, and also I forgot to mention that, so this coming Sunday, we'll have the meditation in the morning as normal. And then Venerable Calden gave us some questions that he would like us to think about and discuss.
discussion group.
So after the meditation, we'll do discussion group. The following Sunday, Venerable Calden's going to start, he's going to do the course for us on the 3 principal aspects of the path, and for 3 weeks in a row. So we'll do one each week.
When each Sundays. Yeah.
Yeah, each Sunday. And so we'll have the meditation in the morning, and then Venerable Calden's going to be online. So it would be nice. I mean, you could join online from your home, but it'd be very nice if you came to the center and we watched together on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
nice, especially now with this super amazing camera. Then I can see all of you. Yeah, we just turn everybody to the camera.
This record book to see who showed up.
Exactly. I'm gonna be here watching you, who is coming. Yes, we're gonna do that. Like Rebecca has been very kind. She said, "Oh, because Venerable Tendra is only coming beginning of October, but
yeah.
mid-October, but Venerable Robina is coming. So you know, I will try to do as many online teachings as I can before that, and then yes, and then Venerable Robina comes, and then Venerable Tendra comes back. right? So just to kind of
And
do that.
we may, we're in talks, we may do, Venerable Calden doesn't know, but he might do some meditations for us online too.
Oh, wow. Let's hear it from him.
Yes, that is true. I'm just thinking about, because you know, Spain, I'll go to Spain, and Spanish people, they sleep very late. So maybe there's time, you know? There's,
Sleep.
there's time, you know, there's time for me to kind of like do maybe a course like over there, you know, midnight there is normal, like, you know, so then I can do that. So we can try to do these, and we can do some online things as well. That's the idea.
I wanted to give this to you, or you know, there's a top, and I have that home. I believe it came out of a very old church. Out of that thrift store. You know how they put your in there?
And then they put a light,
Yeah, this is great.
like butter.
Okay.
Look forward to light.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very good.
So whatever you want to do with it.
Thank you.
Okay.
I would think about what I can do with it.
Just
Thank
put it in
you
your
so
back.
much. Yes, exactly.
I'll get you the top.
Thank you.
I
Thank
don't
you
know
so
when I'm gonna
much.
give it to you though.
Next year.
Okay, very good.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much.
Venerable, your cake is falling
It's me.
apart. I'll give
So I
you the
just wanted to thank the online people so they can go. So they can go to sleep while we kind of like are here, you know? Especially to Mommy, Maria, thank you so much for everything. I see you soon, I hope. And Nana, Mary, thank you so much, Mary, for everything you've been doing to the center. You've been a wonderful, wonderful,
Yeah,
wonderful for
well,
so
I'm just
many
gonna do
years.
his first.
And they
then-
stare as well, you know, coming to all the classes. And Nana is Anna is a sign of devotion, you know. She's been kind of like, she's in Portugal and coming to these classes, like, you know, in the middle of the night. So I need to learn from her so I can come and give teachings, you know. That's what I need. That's what I need to learn. So Nana, thank you so much for always taking care of the online.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Nana.
Have a good evening, everybody. Bye. Oh, yeah,
I
bye.
wish to see you, Venerable, in
Yes, when
Portugal. I
go to
wish to
Portugal,
see you.
Yes, we're gonna definitely see each other. Yes.
Bye bye. Bye bye. Happy to see
Ciao,
you.
Maria. Beijo, Maria.
Venerable, tell me
Beijo.
which cakes are you?